Hello everyone! So today we have my wonderful friend Claire here. A wonderful girl named Gabrielle commented on my Aladdin audition video, which Claire was in. That was over a year ago now. We did that. And she commented and asked if I could do a video for tips for auditions. And I honestly have not done many professional auditions. Pretty much it was just the Aladdin has been my one and only Broadway audition. And then I've auditioned for character performer for the Disney company twice, which I actually have a tips video on that audition process specifically. So if you want to go check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description below. But really the only one else I've done is for summer stock, but I've only done like one. And Claire's actually like been in summer stock, and so I called Claire up. I'm like, hey, help me out in this video because I'm sure you have a lot more tips than I do. That's what we're gonna be talking to you guys today about. We're gonna be talking about different tips and advice on auditions. Fun times. What have you auditioned for so far, Claire?
Oh my gosh. Well, there was Aladdin, which was the first like Broadway audition I've ever done. I've done lots of auditions for like summer stocks. We went to Ohio Theater Alliance regional auditions where you do kind of professional style auditions. I auditioned for Open Jar and actually was accepted into that, which is kind of like an institute training program specifically around teaching about how those auditions run. So although I've never actually auditioned like in New York for an equity chorus call or anything like that, I do have a bunch of like insight as far as that audition process from the people who were teaching me. So that's kind of where I get my experience from. I also participated in Central Michigan University's Summer Repertory Theater Company, and that was really cool. So that's just the summer stock I got to do, where we got to tour around Michigan and these plays around. So that I would consider professional, I suppose. I mean, semi. I got paid for it.
Yeah, that counts, right?
Counts.
You get paid for it, it's professional.
Right.
So I guess my biggest tip is be prepared for anything, because when we went to Aladdin, literally the only thing I brought was my cut. They said prepare a 16-bar cut, so that's the only thing I brought. And then when we went down there, they're like, JK, you're gonna do an 8-bar cut.
8 bars. You're like, this is how it goes. Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. But because I only had my 16-bar cut from that one song, I could only prepare an 8-bar cut from that, so I like really limited myself. And then I did the same thing for when I auditioned for the summer stock. I literally only brought my cut for my one song, and she goes, I want to hear something in your higher range, and you have something like that. And of course, because like I'm on the spot, I totally blank. I'm like I know I do, but I can't remember the name of the song or the cut. And I'm like, so I got so mad at myself. So I've done it twice now. Like, bring everything and anything you have. I'm currently in the process of actually making like an audition binder just with like, golden age from musical comedy to Disney, obviously, and then also like the contemporary stuff. Literally just bring your entire binder just in case they ask you stuff like that.
And oftentimes when they do ask you for more songs, that is always a good thing. I did the same thing when I auditioned for Open Jar. I walked in there and I sang this little belty contemporary piece. I was like, yeah, okay, great, thank you. And then he was like, oh, darling, I want to hear something else. What else you got in that little binder over there? And I was like, nothing. I have nothing. Because I was like, I'm an amateur! Another good piece of advice when you finish your audition, once you go in there and you sing your piece, stay in your moment until the auditioner or casting director says thank you, or claps, or does something else to indicate that they are ready to do something else. Because if you're in there and you're holding that last moment and it's like, you're amazing and you're like, I just nailed that audition, this is awesome, I'm great, and then you go, okay, thank you. It takes them out of it. You want them to take you out of it. So if you're in there and you're like feeling it and you're living in this emotion, and if they love it that much, they'll stay there with you until they are ready to say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So that's another little nitpicky thing that it's hard to like think about, but it just polishes up that whole thing. It makes it feel more like a performance. Okay, this is one thing that James Gray, he just choreographed like Prince on Broadway about how Prince, and he's like, those big famous British, like, oh, look at me, director choreographer. Anyway, he's really cool. One of the things he told us at Open Jar was, not even at Open Jar, this was at the audition, because for the audition you do a dance call, and it's styled in like a Broadway dance call where they teach you short choreography really quick, and then you do it in groups, and then it's done. And one of the things he said was, what oftentimes they'll tell you, okay, do like leaps across the floor, or just move across the space, or walk across the space, or create a character across the space. Show off
They give you an option to do something easier.
Oh yeah, oh I remember what you're trying to say now, I'm sorry. One of the reasons I did so well in that dance call, because I'm not a flexible person, I don't have the years and years of dancing under my belt, but I have technique and I have basics and I've been dancing for like 8 years now. And he said, okay, and now this, for the next part, okay, you're gonna do a batman. He said, ladies, if you can kick yourself in the face, I wanna see it. If you can't, show me the most beautiful développé you've ever seen. And a développé is like just, it's lower and smaller and it's just cleaner. And so I was like, well, I cannot kick myself in the face. Not even a little. So I just did the best développé I could do, and it was low. It wasn't even like, look at that 90 degrees. It was like, okay, look at 45. And I just did that développé. But I just made sure I focused on hip alignment and like just doing it cleanly. And he like he was like, nice. And I was like, thank you. I literally didn't do anything cool or special. But if you do it cleanly and you do it with confidence, that's more important. Like if I went up there and I tried to do a batman on my face, but I like swing myself out of alignment to do it, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and I found the same thing with my Disney auditions. Yes. Those were the only ones that I've done that were dance calls, but there were so many like actual dancers who've been doing ballet for years since they were like a little child, and they're so flexible and they can do like triple pirouettes, and I'm just like, hey, look at my single. Double on a good day. Or yeah, kicking themselves in the face and stuff like that. I'm like, I can't do that. But you know, if you do what your body is able to with confidence and do it cleanly and do it with the choreography, they're gonna notice it and they're gonna like it. I mean, I got the gig.
Yeah, so you literally got cast.
I got cast, so apparently I was good enough. And the biggest thing is like finding that ease and that confidence within yourself. I find that's especially important with what you wear and how you carry yourself. You know, the first couple times I've gone to auditions, I'll look and see what other people are wearing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm either too dressed down or I'm too dressed up. With the Disney auditions, I went in literally just yoga pants and a tank top, and there were girls in skater dresses and character shoes. And I'm like,
you're like, should I change? Should you change?
Pretty much. And so like, it's literally just all about what you're comfortable in. Like some people are more comfortable in dancing in a dress or in a skirt. They just move better. I am not one of those people. Or even with non-dance auditions, with vocal or acting auditions, you know, you want to make sure that what you are wearing, you are super comfortable in. Now, of course, with the singing and acting auditions, you actually have to look nice and put together and stuff like that. But there's many different ways. Like, you can wear like pants and a nice blouse. Skirt. You don't have to wear a skirt, or you can wear a skirt if you want to. You can wear just like all black, or you can wear something with like a little bit of color.
If it's clean and shows you off well and you're comfortable in it,
you're golden.
Absolutely.
I feel like that helps carry yourself too. Like when I'm comfortable and when I wear, I carry myself in a different light, which is what they want to see. They want to see you as you. They want to see you in the most comfortable position ever. They're not there to sit down and scrutinize you until you cry.
Right.
You know, they want you to do well.
They're on your side. Yeah. They're on your side. Singing and acting auditions, if you have to slate a piece, if you have to say the title or the author or all of the above or the character, whatever, if you have a slate, that is not a part of your monologue. That is a chance for you to show off your personality, how you work with people. Maybe you're optimistic and high energy and you're going to say, hi, my name is Claire Sullivan, this is what I'm doing. But you desperately do not do the robot slate. Hello, my name is Claire Sullivan. I will be singing this by this by this. Make eye contact with your auditioners. Invite them into your space. You say, hi, I'm Claire Sullivan. Today I have prepared for you a song from Once. And that's the poster on the wall. I don't know. Like that's your chance to interact with them. Use that as a chance to show I'm a human being that you would love to work with. Hire me. That's the conversation part. I think it's important to have that distinction between slate and performance. Your slate is a chance for them to get to know you. Your performance is how you create character. And I think if you go in with that approach, it makes you look more dynamic and more personable. If they require a headshot, look like your headshot. Even if it's cheap, even if you can't afford fancy ones, just make sure it looks like you. Before you walk in the room, if it's one of those things, this is another like technical thing that I think will help. If it's one of those auditions where someone is walking in and they don't call you in, you're just like in order, you know how like you're in numbers, like okay, let's say you're number 22 let's say 21 leaves the room. If you're not sure when to go in, like if no one's ushering you in or anything like that, what they said when I went to New York was, they said, put your hand on the door handle, count to 3, like 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and then you enter the space. And if the directors and choreographers and like all the people at the desk are still talking, you can go to the accompanist and give them their music if they're there, and just interact with the accompanist, and then go back to your space and wait. But if you go in the room and they're still deliberating, do not break that space. Let them talk to you. Another thing is, right before you walk in the room, say 3 things that you love about yourself, that you have something good to offer. Like if you are going into an audition and you want them to know that you are genuine, hardworking, and optimistic, but in those 3 seconds before you walk in the door, even if someone's ushering in, you take a second, you say, I'm genuine, I am hardworking, and I'm optimistic. And it's like, you don't have to say it out loud even. You just take a second and then you walk in the space. Step into your character, even that's a breath or a weight shift. If you're like, okay, hi, my name is Claire Sullivan, I'll be singing Defying Gravity from Wicked, and then you take a second, and then you like go into your pose or whatever you're doing. If you just like, even just like have a millisecond to get into character, that's a good advice, because sometimes the people kind of mush that together too, and they're like, hi, I'll be singing Defying Gravity from Wicked. I'd sooner try, you know what I mean? Like they go into it, and I think it's a nervous thing, like that's definitely a nervous thing. Every good audition I've ever had that's gotten me cast is when I take a deep breath before I start singing. Like, not even the breath to sing. I like sit there and I go, okay, here's my song, and then I go, and then I begin. Like, everything I've ever gotten is because I take that second. Everything. That's my go-to advice. Because then you're not nervous, and you don't rush, and then you're not out of tune, and then, I don't know, that always helps. Where to look when you're doing an acting or singing audition. It really depends on the song or the type of material. Like, if they ask for something weird, like, I want to see you do a piece of children's literature, like do a book, kid's book. Like you might want to look them in the eye for that, but if it's doing like a typical audition and you're just doing like a 16-bar cut, make eye contact with them during your slate, like the casting directors and music director and all that. And then when you're performing, if you can, look directly next to their head, like in line with their head, but don't stare them down, because that's creepy. Like if you make eye contact with them while you're singing and you're like, on my own, they're like, oh god, you're really on your own. Like it's weird. So if you look directly to the side and you're performing right there, if you look up too far, it takes them out. If you look down too far, it takes them out. If you look directly next to their head or directly above their head, right there, like around their head, but not at their face, that's the best space. Okay. Oh, another piece of advice that Bob Klein gave me. He casts Disney shows. He casts for like Disney on Broadway and Disney Cruise Lines. We did workshops with him. For every step you take toward the table, you have to somehow take it back too. Because if you're like keep creeping forward and you're getting really into it, they're like, okay, this is great, I'm feeling it, but
getting a little too close.
Exactly. So for every it doesn't have to be that choreographed where you're like, okay, I'm gonna step forward, now I'm gonna step back. But if you're gonna like move forward and then there's another part in the song where you're like, and you can bring it back, like do it. Don't keep creeping forward, or don't keep creeping back.
I just remembered something. Yeah. Especially with the vocal and acting auditions, they want to see you guys tell a story and to be as genuine as possible. I was talking to someone who knows the people who were casting for Rent, and they had a no pile this big and a yes pile this big. And they said, what was the difference? These people didn't yell at us.
True.
These people did. They don't want you to force an emotion on them. They want to see you tell a story, which I found was really intriguing and something to think about, especially with my audition rep, just to think about how the emotion affects me and how I can tell the story without saying like, I'm angry, or I'm sad, or I want you to be happy, kind of a thing, you know?
It's more like offering them a chance to feel something instead of telling them how to feel. This is so cheesy, but everybody gets so stressed out about auditions. The biggest thing you can do is remind yourself that you do it because you love it. You do it because you have stories to tell. You do it because you have something to say. You do it because what you bring to that character is something that nobody else can bring to that character. It is explicit to you, and you love it, and you're gonna do everything in your power to do it. And if you can just keep that in your head when you're auditioning, it takes you so much farther. I do it. I get so timid. I walk in there and I'm like, hello, it's me, small bird. And then I'm like, okay. And then I'm like half the size. But if you go in there and you show them how desperately you want it and how good what you have to offer is, and you believe in yourself, you can get anything. I mean, you won't get everything, but you can get anything. I mean, that's the difference.
So that is our audition advice that we have. I know we gave you lots of advice. Claire has a lot of really great advice, which I'm so thankful for. If you have any specific questions about auditions or anything like that, please do not be afraid to comment below. I hope this was insightful and informative. I hope you try out these tips and you go out and you rock those auditions. Ooh. Thank you so much, Claire, for coming over and helping me out with this. That's it for now. We're going on break soon, so hopefully I'll be able to upload more and more videos. I know I've been gone for a really long time, but you know, school and all that gets kind of hectic. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Alright, we're making sure we look presentable. Okay, awesome.
It's really loud. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Swag.
I did it. Okay.